Hello, I'm Panos Kotzathanasis, and this is ASEAN Movie Pulse Interviews. Today I'm here with Mr. Anurag Kashyap and Mr. Rahul Bhat, whose film Kennedy is currently screening in BIFAN. How are you? Everything all right?
Yes,
Thank you.
it's
Okay,
all good.
okay, great. So,
Rahul, I don't know where Rahul is. Rahul, where are you?
Hi. I'm good. Very glad to meet you here.
okay, and where are you, Rahul?
I'm good. I'm doing well. I was in Kashmir, my native town. I'm back in Mumbai now,
Okay,
and it's
okay,
good to be here.
okay, great. So, I would like to start with the question from the movie, actually. So this is for
Yes,
both of you. So who is running the country? Who is running India?
the big daddy. The big daddy. We can't really say it out the name very loud because it's actually there are two big daddies.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. But okay, you are maybe a bit afraid to say it out loud, but you say it
No,
very
no,
no.
clearly. No. We say it very clearly, but it's people understand when you say it. People, as long as people understand.
Uh-huh. Okay. And in general, would you say that India is a very corrupt country, like more than the other countries in the world?
I think the world over, every country is very corrupt. Some countries are very obviously corrupt, and some countries are very elite, corrupt in a very elite way.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you see, there's some countries corruption is actually a way of life. Like in India is a 1.4 billion population, and if you look at it, everybody has grown in this world knowing that there's a minor corruption in all of us. Like
Mm-hmm.
we pull our position to get our work done, or we from it starts at a very school level. We pay money to get admission into a school, and that corruption keeps getting bigger. And if you look at the countries like, say, America, the corruption is in the boardrooms where the billionaires are controlling everything. India is also getting there now, where the billionaires control everything. They control everything, including the governments and the presidents, and it's that kind of a corruption is seeping into India now. But
Mm-hmm.
there is a corruption that has always existed. It's like poorer the countries, poorer the economies, there will be more corruption, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
can't say that India is more corrupt than anybody else or less corrupt than anybody else.
mhm. But okay, the question is for both of you again. Are you sometimes afraid when you're portraying these things in a movie? Maybe, I don't know, if you get chased by the government or whoever. Do you sometimes get
It
afraid?
is. One is not afraid. Problem is the film won't release.
Mm.
So I have already faced the consequences of saying everything that I feel. I used to put it out already, and I faced the consequences of it, and it affects. It is not affecting me singularly when I say it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
It affects everybody who works with me,
Mm-hmm.
and that is something that I don't have any right over, because my self-righteousness does not give me permission to affect other people's lives,
Mm-hmm.
which I have already done in the past. So
Mm-hmm.
one film is, it's not just like it's a film. I have what I want to say, I put it in the film and I put myself out there. But
Mm-hmm.
everybody else is a crew or an actor.
Mm-hmm.
They are hired, do a job,
Mm-hmm.
and they do their jobs, and the opinion in the film is nobody's except mine.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Okay.
consequences becomes everybody else. If the film does not release, or if the film doesn't come out, anything that happens, it's of greater consequence to every actor involved, every cinematographer, everybody involved.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, it is not being afraid to say something. It is wise not to say anything because the film is speaking for itself.
Mm-hmm. And you, Rahul,
And
how do
and
you
it
feel? Oh, sorry.
and it the
I
film is speaking what it has to say, and it is for other people to interpret it and figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the job of a filmmaker is. I'm a filmmaker first, and I want to stay a filmmaker who's socially conscious, who's politically conscious. I will say everything only through the work. Rahul.
Mhm.
I think that filmmakers, authors, artists, I think it's their moral obligation sometimes to show the mirror to the society, to tell them what's going on. And I think stories come out of that. Well, yes, there will be, consequences of telling the truth or something, but I think that is, you cannot escape that. You have to, and if you are an artist, you will come across a time in your life that when you have to face such consequences. I think, well, this is what it comes with the work. An artist cannot hide the pain or anger. I think it will reflect in his work. It's automatic.
Mhm. Okay, okay. And can you tell me a bit why did you choose to play this role? What do you like about the particular character, let's say?
Yeah, I'm back.
I am absolutely in love or in awe of this director called Anurag Kashyap. If he gives me anything, I don't say no to him. If he tells me, okay, you have to be a junior artist in my film or some small little thing, I say, okay, I'll do it. He's the only one I blindly trust. So I don't think twice when he offers me things.
Okay, okay. But since your character is essentially silent, he talks very little, was that difficult for you or easier not to have so many lines, let's say, and act with
No,
your...
I think silence is always difficult. It's very easy to say lines. It's very easy to, just say a dialogue or written words. Or I think
He's a total opposite of Kennedy. He's a very expressive man. He's a total opposite of Kennedy.
Yeah. In life, yes, that is true.
In life.
Yeah. So it was difficult. It was very difficult to kind of contain and show the emotions only through eyes, talk less.
It was also emotionally very difficult for him because I think both in Ugly and this film, he's gone through trauma with me.
Yeah.
Emotional trauma with me. Playing this character.
Why?
Because I made him very difficult, emotionally very difficult place I took him to. And he went there. He never complained. But I know I put him through a lot because the moment the film shoot got over, he was just so happy and relieved to
And
shave off his beard.
all my friends around me were very happy and relieved because they were living with Kennedy for like 8-9 months. They were relieved that the character is gone.
So were you actually portraying Kennedy outside of the movie in your personal life? You were also Kennedy during the shooting?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, because you couldn't have. I had to do a lot of physical changes, and secondly, it was a psychological effect of that character was too much on me because I didn't sleep for 8 months. I slept only for 2-3 hours every day, and so it affected me, and it was there. Yes.
And minute things that he did for the film, which is like just one scene each. But for me, it is very important to show the character's relationship with his things, with his weapon. When he peels the apple without breaking it, with a blindfold, he's playing with the gun. It's his relationship with the weapon, and which is an extension of him, and how comfortable he is, even though it's shown once in the film. I needed precision, and for which he practiced 3 to 8 months. He practiced non-stop every day. And those are the things because this man...
I never peeled an apple in my life. That was the most difficult part because I had never peeled any apple. Although I come from Kashmir and Kashmir is known for apples, apple orchards, But I had never peeled an apple. We used to pluck the apple and just eat it. But for this film, and I had to peel an apple without, breaking the. It had to be in one stump. Yeah, so I think I must have peeled like more than 500 apples in my life for this.
Okay. And if there's one scene that you would say was the most difficult, which one would you choose, Rahul?
That one, the peeling of the apple. Believe me, that was really difficult.
Yeah, the opening scene.
Yeah, and the climax was also difficult because climax we had to really, we had to really go through a lot of emotions for the climax scene without, really emotional.
The climax was emotionally difficult, and I think beginning was. If you look at it, it looks so simple, but it's so difficult. He's smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
The cigarette with the smoke is coming back into his own face.
Yeah.
And his eyes are unblinking, and he's peeling the apple. It's humanly nobody will do that. It just looks effective on screen. It looks effective on screen, so we were doing it. But imagine the smoke going back into your eyes, and you're peeling the apple, and you have to finish peeling the apple. Till then, you can't put the cigarette down. And for the shot, you're holding it.
And you are enjoying the music. You are kind of.
And you're listening to the music.
Yeah.
So it looks very fascinating and easy, but it's not easy to do. It's very difficult to do.
Okay.
And ending was emotionally very difficult for him.
Mm-hmm. But as I hear you talking, Mr. Kashyap, do you enjoy torturing your actors a bit because you seem to have
he does. He loves enjoying it. He loves torturing.
I love throwing a challenge at them, and my whole thing is like, if they take the challenge, then I will do everything to make them look their best.
Mm-hmm.
It is a game. I threw a challenge and he took it, and then I will stand and I'll fight for him. So it is just like that. It's otherwise, and we have to challenge each other to be our best versions. Otherwise, how will we? We'll get very complacent. Filmmaking, this profession, such we find formulas, and we become very complacent, and then we start making hash of everything. It's just.
But the best part about him, the best part about him is that he pushes you into the well, but he also holds your hand. That's very important. So he takes you through. He's also going through something. It's not that, when I look into his eyes, I know he's going through the same. He's torturing me, but he's torturing himself also at the same time. So he's going through the pain and anger of the character.
So, and Rahul, do you enjoy being tortured in that way? I don't know.
He doesn't.
No one enjoys being
tortured. He lets me do it to him, but he doesn't allow anybody else to do it to him.
No, I won't allow. You have to have complete faith and trust in a person who is torturing you to be a sadist like him. That okay, you have to start enjoying it. Yes, nobody. I don't enjoy getting tortured. But if it is him, then I know that something will come out of it. So it is worth going through that pain and torture. It's worth it.
So in the end, are you happy with your performance? Are you satisfied?
Me?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
I'm very happy with it.
As long as I believe in, I think I work for only one person in the world, which is the director. I don't work for anybody else. I'm not impressing anyone else other than the one person who says action and cut. And if that person is okay with it, then I feel okay. It's okay. It's worthwhile. It must be good. But I don't judge my performance myself. I don't know about that. Maybe, I don't know if I'm good, bad, whatever. But I know that what I was asked to do by the man who matters the most. So that is my job.
And Mr. Kashyap, was your cooperation with Sunny Leone also similar, or you had a different approach with her?
No, I gave her a task to practice the laughter, which, unlike her, which she practiced a lot, and emotionally, yes, the process is similar. It's just that her role was not that long, but she also came in. She went through the same process. Emotionally, it was also pushing for her, and I think she gets most emotional when she sees the film. Because for her, it was a very satisfying experience by the end of it. But it's for everybody. For like all my actors, I need them to be real and need them to go through real emotions, and which is my focus is also always on the actors.
And Rahul, how was your cooperation with Sunny Leone? Okay.
I'm actually really, really impressed by her because she, she is she has a clean slate. You can write anything on that board, and she comes with a very clear mind, and she's very hardworking and very, very, very professional.
Yeah, very hardworking. Very
And very
hardworking and very
professional
professional.
and I feel that two people really, I was just thinking the other day, I think two people really changed the course of her life. One was Mahesh Bhatt, when he gave her, one director called Mahesh Bhatt from India, when he gave her the first break. And I think the second person who really has changed is Anurag, because now I think it will be Sunny Leone 2.0. She's come with this amazing performance, and she has tasted the blood. Oh, now she wants to do very serious roles. And I was talking to her the other day, and now she's tasted this blood, and she really wants to work hard and do films like these and work with directors like Anurag. And I think she's ready for that because she is really enjoying this trip.
Okay. And Mr. Kashyap, from your whole career, let's say, through the years, what would you say are the most important changes you have seen in cinema and also in yourself as a filmmaker?
When I started making movies, there was this massive need to impress, which is now gone. Today, I don't care. No, I want to make films that I want to make. And there was a hunger, there was this desire for box office success in the beginning of my career, which is also gone. I just want to, now I'm at a place where I want to make my film my way, and I want it to come out like that. And that's all the fight there is. And cinema has gone through a lot of change. Cinema has evolved a lot in India. At the same time, the industry has become much more fragile. They are scared, in the sense, the streamers and OTTs have changed the way people are watching films. The lockdown, the pandemic has changed the way people are watching films. India had a bustling film industry earlier, and right now it's very fragile. They don't know what will work in cinemas, and everybody is just trying to find. It's like everybody's trying to looking for a formula somehow that I find some kind of a success. So everybody's chasing that elusive demon of success. So it's very fragile right now. The economy of the film industry is very fragile right now. And because there's uncertainty, but it's good. I feel it's good because once you hit rock bottom, you always come out. There's no other way to go but up. Something will change. People's viewing habits are changing. And for me, I have nostalgia about cinema halls. I have nostalgia about cinema halls. I like going to cinema halls. I come to festivals, I watch films on screens, which is something that you miss in life later on. So,
but
and the storytelling of cinema has also changed, the sense the good filmmakers have become more articulate, and the bad filmmakers have become worse.
Okay. But would you say that you are at a point in your career that you can shoot whatever you want, or you have to compromise?
I don't think that is there is ever a point, because I do fight a lot to make whatever I want, but there's always it comes at a cost. It comes at a cost, at a sacrifice, in the sense, if I fight a lot to make the film the way I want to, I also have to do other jobs, which I do, like acting, to make the money. Because then because my budgets are still very low compared to other big films in Bollywood, because of the subject matter, because of the uncertainty involved. So I have to do other things to make money. So it comes at a price. I can do what I want to do, but it comes at a price.
And
it's easier. It's much easier now.
Okay. And would you say that the star system is still dominant in Bollywood as it was in the previous decades, let's say?
I don't think the star system is dominating in reality, But in the way the industry conducts the business, they feel secure if the star system is dominating and exists. Because the entire business is done on the basis of the star system. So if the star system stops existing, the industry will not know what to do. Because they only make films that caters to that system. So the star system actually is not working at the moment, which is why the uncertainty in the industry.
Rahul,
Which is
what
why
do
the
you
uncertainty.
think? What do you think,
Rahul?
star system?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's there, but with the OTT, all these Netflix, Amazon, so many other channels that have come, I think that has really affected it a little bit because people have access and they can watch anything on a phone also now. And I feel it is changing because a lot of stars in India are not now so effective what they used to be earlier. Like they could do a bad film and get away with it, but now it's becoming difficult even for them. So I think, yes, there is a little bit of change in that, but it's still there. But it is changing at the same time.
And in general, how would you say is to be an actor in Bollywood nowadays? Difficult, easy? I don't know.
No, now I think if you are a decent actor, you will get work. Because there was a time 15, 20 years ago when there were only, say, 20 producers and 3 channels or TV channels, and there were only 6 TV producers. Now there are, so many channels, so many opportunities. I feel that if you are a decent actor, now you have more chance to get work than before. So in that way, and at the same time, it is difficult because, still the star system and this whole thing is still active. They also consider that, how much draw you have at the box office on Friday, how many numbers you will. It is going, but it's still there. So, but it is better than before. I can say that it's improving.
So would you say that the audience still go for the stars to the cinema more than they do for the actual movie?
No, I think now the audience is getting smarter because they are kind of they see the trailer of a movie or a teaser and they feel that, okay, I should go and spend because it's expensive to go to the cinema in India now. Because, those rates have changed. Now we have multiplexes with expensive ticket rates, and I think they choose now because I feel the subject matter and the film and the story, the whole, I think that matters a lot to the audience. They are not going to see crap in the cinemas now anymore. So that's changing a little bit.
Okay. And to get back into the movie a bit, Mr. Kashyap, in general, do you allow improvisation, or are you very strict with what you need from your actors?
No, I do improvise a lot. I improvise a lot, but I also keep that in check. I improvise a lot, and then sometimes when the film has space, I would let it go free. This film did not have that space of improvisation. This film, because it's very moody and character, this film did not. But in Ugly, we improvised a lot.
Okay.
In Ugly, we improvised a lot.
And can you tell me a bit about the music, which I found very interesting? You have hip-hop Tchaikovsky, a very unusual combination for a single movie.
Yeah.
What did you try to do there?
I was just trying. See, Tchaikovsky was definitely part of it. Then I found my Amir Aziz, the protest poet, and I got this boy who's a hip-hop. I put them in a room together, and we created a sound. Tchaikovsky was written into the script because I was listening to Tchaikovsky's violin concerto when I was writing the film, and it was written into the script. But I'm saying we were trying something and it just worked.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I have arrived at. Every time it begins with trying. We try. Sometimes it doesn't work. There's also times when it has not worked. So this film, it worked. So somehow.
And can you also tell me a bit about the cinematography, what you wanted to do in the visual aspect of the film, let's say?
There's a lot of influence of graphic novels, but my collaborators, especially the cinematographer Sylvester and Kazvi, the production designer, and Prashant, the costume person, And the first sequence was described in detail in the film, which is the red sofa and green apple and everything else. And they took that first sequence and they sat down on it and worked at it, and they came back to me. They said, "Can we do this with the whole film?" The idea of the costume of Kennedy came from the liberty that Prashant Sawant, the costume designer, took, because he puts in a lot of thought. He referred to a lot of paintings, he referred to a lot of designs. And when he brought it to me, I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Yes. So it became like, and it's a team that I trust and we work together a lot. So what they generally take the cue from, there's only the first scene that was visually described in detail. But from that, they took the cue and they created a lot of production design material with the costume, which was the Sunny's house vis-a-vis her costumes. And then the shooting style and the camera work came from that okay, this is what we are shooting. Then one thing is, we are not doing too many cuts. We'll do longer shots. We'll keep a pace, and that pace will be maintained throughout the film. So every department was complementing each other like that. So everybody works in tandem. They all sat on one table and talked about it.
Okay, and the film is doing its festival run. It was in Cannes, then it was Neuchâtel, now in Korea. What is the reaction of the audiences in general?
It's very good. But the Neuchâtel and Sydney and Korea, all, it's like with everyone, it's growing, and it's like it's doing a lot of festivals in August and September as well. Nothing is it's translating. My biggest worry always is that, see, for Indians, I don't need to translate the film because they understand. They know every single thing. Like if you see with an Indian audience, like in Sydney, there are a lot of Indian people that turned up, or people from Asian origin turned up. They got every joke, every politics, everything. So there's a laughter that starts from the disclaimer itself. That the laughter started from the disclaimer itself. And same thing happened in Neuchâtel because they were getting it. So my biggest worry is always like, will people get it, what I'm trying to do? And does it translate? Because the situation in India politically is very different from situation outside. And I'm saying Big Daddy, I'm not even taking a name. And even if I take a name, people won't understand. But everything has a direct reference. Everything has a direct link to something. Like even the men standing on the roadside and talking about, did you cheer for the health workers, has a very much larger meaning in India. Because there's crazy things that happened during the lockdown. People tried to wish Corona away by clapping and beating utensils. People thought that they can throw Corona away. There's a lot of foolish things we did. So the film makes comments on everything. So, and sometimes for Indians, you don't need to give them context because they know the context. But when it goes to the festival, people wonder, why is they talking weird, and what is this thing about them cheering and beating utensils? And, they are not universal things. So does it translate to the audience or not is always the worry that I have. So which has been a very great experience in last 3, because there was Q&A. In Cannes, there's no Q&A, so you never know how audience feels. There's just a standing ovation and people clap, but there's no interaction. So I don't know what people felt. But with the other festival where there's always a Q&A and people have so many questions and the conversation went on till late and we're standing outside. So now I know that people are getting the things. People are getting it.
So in general, when you are directing a movie, do you have in the back of your mind how the audience will react? You have the audience in your mind when you're shooting?
No, I don't. I don't have an audience in the mind. And I make the film and everything. Only it happens when the film is going to a festival and everybody starts subtitling it. So when the subtitling comes in, that's when I have like, okay, this is a lot of work. Like, you need to reach out to them without boring them, without over informing them. And that's when I start thinking of it. I never think of it when I'm dealing with the Indian audience, because I know they're unpredictable. They might like it, they might not like it. They always end up liking my films. 3 years after it comes out.
Okay, okay. And
Because they prefer to watch the big stars on screen. So I don't have a problem explaining.
okay. And
So I don't have
Rahul,
a problem explaining context in India.
okay. Rahul, do you think of the audience, how people will see you when you act?
No, I don't. No, no, no. I have worked with three interesting directors. Anurag has always taught me one thing, that it's very important to be honest between action and cut. And when you say action, and between that cut and action, one has to be very honest. You cannot think of anything else, because that thought doesn't come across, because you're too busy in portraying what you have to say. And there's another director called Sudhir Mishra. The film that is dedicated to him, this Kennedy. When you see in first title comes his, and I have worked with him, and he told me something else. He said, "You see, there is a scene that has been done so many times by so many great actors. What do you bring to that scene? How do you interpret it in your own way, or say something, do it differently?" So there are different directors who have different styles of working, and I only work for the director. I try to just go with his thought, and I try to see that what he wants to say. So I am busy doing that. I don't think of the audience while I'm working. Maybe that's why I'm not a big star in it. They think too much about the audience and how they are going to be portrayed.
Okay, okay.
Not me.
Okay. And in general, is it difficult getting out of one role and into the next one for you? Okay. Okay. So Rahul, is it difficult getting out of one role and into the other for you usually?
Yes, when you are, see, I have been working with directors like Anurag, Sudhir, and I have not done many commercial movies in my life, which is easier to do, because you just have to. Nothing is easy, actually. I am sure that is also very difficult, because you have to look great all the time, and that's also a job. But with directors like Anurag, it is very difficult when I get out of that character. And in fact, when this movie ended, we ended shooting. Kennedy was still there. I was shooting for this Sudhir Mishra the other day, and he had to tell me, "Oh, that Kennedy is still there. Get him out. Get him out. I can still see him. Get him out." So yeah, it is not easy.
Okay, okay. And the last question, I guess, for both any new projects, what are you working on next, Rahul?
I'm working right now on a series with Sudhir Mishra. Yeah, that is it's for Z5 here. I'm doing that, and I am also waiting for Anurag to throw something at me, because I told him we have to do 10 films. I don't know if he's ready to do that. I don't think he's ready to tolerate me again, but I'm pushing him.
No,
So I'm
why
still
not?
waiting, because I know that he will. I know something is in his mind, and maybe one day he will come and tell me, "Hello, I have something like this," and throw some other challenge at me. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, okay, good. Mr. Kashyap, what are you working on next?
I am writing all the time. I'm writing all the time. So my process of working is like whatever I get some money for to do that, because everything is coming from within me. So I have 2 series written, and I have 4 film scripts written, whichever takes off.
Okay, okay. Great, great. Well, thank you very much. That's it. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank
I
you,
hope I
Panos.
didn't hold
Thank
you too
you.
much. Okay.
No, not at all. Thank you so much, Panos. Thank
Okay.
you.
Good luck
Thank
with
you.
the movie going forward, and see you later. Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Pleasure talking to you. Thank you.